Blues and House flat next. House flat next. Flip the next two.
Thank you. Welcome to Wednesday evening once again at Noce Jazz and Cabaret with the Des Moines Big Band. We are so happy to have you all here with us tonight. This is our second of two evenings with our theme called Blue is the Hue. And we'll be featuring all kinds of tunes that are focused on the blues, but some that are not necessarily. They just happen to have the word blue in the title. And also a couple others thrown in there as well that are fun to play. But for the most part, we are focusing on the blues tonight, which is a lot of fun. That kind of helps us get some, anxiety out and some angst, and we get to blow a lot of fun solos tonight. We opened up the show tonight with Vince Guaraldi's Cousins, which is a tune we played many times over decades. But so fun to play, and just it's a good way to just let loose and have some fun tonight. And you heard tonight from, let's see who, Sean Veeder on guitar at the top there. John Lewis on trombone. And Mr. Dave Bowl up there on the alto saxophone. So we'll be kind of going all over the place tonight, covering different time periods and such, and hopefully you guys will have a lot of fun as we take this journey with you. This next one we're going to do, we're going to dig into the Count Basie Library. We did a whole, 2 or 3 weeks of Basie to open up our season this year, and this was one that we played on that show, and certainly a lot of fun to play. This is an arrangement by Frank Foster. This is entitled Blues and Hoss Flat. That's Chris Strohmeyer back here on trumpet. Tom Rankin, trombone. All right. We've got more. This next one we're going to do is a Phil Wilson arrangement, and I hope you enjoyed this one. This is Phil Wilson's Basically Blues. Basically blues. I mean, basically. You heard from John Lewis on trombone on that one. Wayne Page on tenor saxophone. And Ben Hagen on piano. All right, before we move on, I just wanted to extend a huge thank you to all the folks that make this place happen, from Max Wellman and Maria Rivera's and Danny back there at the bar, Carly up front, and other folks who are doing some managing and make all the things tick here. Ben up on sound today, thank you. This place is such a unique place. This is not a place that you see in a lot of different places around the country. Definitely unique to Iowa to have its own, bona fide jazz club. For a long time, the Des Moines Big Band, for example, had been kind of figuring out where its home was going to be. It had been for so many years down at Spaghetti Works on Court Avenue, and then ended up moving out to Adventureland Inn for a few years, and then out to Clive for a couple of years, and then about 7 years ago or so, when this place was getting talked about, when Max and Maria and others were trying to figure out what they were going to do to open a place such as this, Max reached out to me at the same time I was trying to figure out how the heck do we get the Des Moines Big Band back downtown where it belongs, rather than kind of on the outskirts, because we need, this was the home. The downtown area was the home of the Des Moines Big Band. And so Max came to me and asked if I'd be interested in bringing the Des Moines Big Band here, and I was like, absolutely. So I'd been working with Max for a number of years prior to that on his shows and helping to arrange and put some of those shows together. And it was just a perfect marriage of music to happen and to get this band in as the home jazz orchestra. So we're so pleased to be here each and every week for you between September and May. The only exception out of all these years has been the missing year and a half, actually, that happened because of the COVID pandemic. So that was very weird for us to just completely stop all of a sudden. We all just sat in our basements and cried for about a year and a half. No, I'm just kidding. A lot of us had some other side things going on, teaching. Over half the guys in this band are teachers by profession, so we definitely had, and more are giving lessons and doing festivals and all that kind of stuff. So there was stuff to do, but it was just not the same. So we were super excited when we heard that the place was going to open up to full capacity, and we are even more excited that all of you are joining us tonight. Not that it's over, but at least we're moving to a better place. So thanks to all of you. Thank you to the Noce staff and the owners, and we wouldn't be here without you guys. So let's give it up for all of those people. Throughout the course of our season, each week, usually, we have different visiting bands that come in and play. That's been a huge part of who we are and what we do with the Des Moines Big Band, the education outreach, because music education is so important to us, jazz education as well, specifically. And so we do a lot of getting out into the schools and doing clinics and workshops. Like I said, many of us are out doing adjudications for festivals and participate in some of those in-school things. But one of our favorite things is to bring the bands to the Des Moines Big Band and have them perform at our intermission set. So we've had an intermission program going for I don't know how long, decades. And that was also sad to see go when the pandemic hit. But slowly but surely we're getting that cranked back up as things open up and schools get their jazz bands going and everything. But we've had bands from every level. We have yet to have an elementary jazz band. I don't know if those exist, but we've had middle school jazz bands all the way through college, professional, and local bands, and visiting guest artists and all that kind of stuff. Tonight, we are pleased to have the Des Moines Area Community College Jazz Band here. I think they're in the house over on your left side. Are they over on house left? There we go. And thank you, DMAC, for being here tonight. So excited to hear you guys and to have you here. Couldn't be more pleased. And also to have your director here, who's a longtime friend of the band and has played with the band, member of the band before, Scott Davis, the Hat himself. Where's Scott? I can't see. So we're excited to have Scott here as well. We'll have them up at our intermission set. We'll go maybe it's about 8:10 or so, and then bring DMAC up here and hear what they're doing, because that's really what excites us too, is to hear what the schools are doing and get a chance to network with the different directors. And as I mentioned, many of the people in this band are directors themselves, so their bands come in as well throughout the course of the year. So it's been fun as we get that cranked back up and get some bands in here. Next week, we will have the Valley High School Jazz Ensemble, their second band in. And then we're going to take some time off from the intermission program as we do our holiday shows, which I should mention. Actually, before I mention that, like I said, this is our second of 2 nights of the blues theme. The following 2 weeks, the music will be centered around Bob Brookmeyer and his music, incredibly well-known, world-renowned valve trombonist and educator, composer, arranger, master composer for big bands, and one of the most important trombonists in all of jazz history. Sadly, he passed away a number of years ago, but what was left in his wake was a whole host of big band leaders today who have passed through his studio and learned composition from him, from like one of the elite composer arrangers, Maria Schneider, down through some folks that took from him his last year at New England Conservatory out in Boston. So what we've done is put the music together of his music, Maria's, and other composers who are now fronting their own big bands, and that'll be a lot of fun. It's much more modern and interesting and complex music than what you're hearing tonight, and hopefully you'll come out and check that out, because it's super important music. So we're going to be doing that for the next 2 weeks as we lead up to the Christmas season for December, and then every Wednesday in December we're doing our holiday show, and it's just absolutely packed with like too much music. We're floating in extras from the set list each week, so it'll be slightly different each week, but we've got a lot of great big band arrangements for the holidays. So if you don't yet have your tickets for that, those are tickets that tend to go really fast, so make sure you get out online and order those as quickly as possible. All right. Thanks again for DMAC for being here. We'll hear from you guys in just a little bit. All right, we're going to switch gears and go into a tune that has blue in the title and somewhat blues as well, minor blues. And this is Mongo Santa Maria's Afro Blue, arranged by incredible trumpet player out of New York, Michael Philip Mossman. Thank you. Afro Blue. You heard from Brian Schumacher up there on tenor saxophone. And myself on trumpet on that one. Thank you. All right, we're going to go a little old school now and go back into the Duke Ellington Library and play a fantastic ballad by Duke Ellington and Johnny Hodges. And we're going to feature our lead alto player, Dr. James Romaine, up there on the alto, in the role of the great Johnny Hodges. This is called Jeep's Blues. Jim Romaine as Johnny Hodges, Jeeps Blues. All right. I think the rest of these we have for this half are kind of floating around between Thad Jones and music that he played in his own band, Thad Jones Mel Lewis band, and also the Count Basie Orchestra. Yeah, so we're kind of bookend. We'll do Thad Jones and then a couple that were in the Basie specifically, the Basie band specifically, and then we'll come back to Thad to end out the first half. What else? Oh, one thing I should mention. So once we get through the holiday season, once we enjoy the amazing holiday season, what am I talking about? Oh, man. Is it the weekend yet? All right. As we go into January, we're going to have a couple nights separated by our music, the music of Scott Smith. And we're going to bring him back and have him sing with us a couple times on alternate weeks in January. And that'll be a whole great Scott Smith swing band night. So we'll be going fairly old school. Some of the newer stuff that Scott has mixed with some old swing band music. And so we'll have the step into swing dancers and all that kind of fun stuff. We'll clear a couple tables in the front and get them hopping. And hopefully you guys will be doing the same. So that's going to be a lot of fun as well. Later in the season, we've got some other themes like Woody Herman night and Buddy Rich night. And we've got all kinds of fun stuff for you guys. So if you've not yet signed up for our newsletter, make sure you do that this weekend, just so you stay ahead of the game as to what is happening. Between Noce's posts and ours, hopefully that'll get you set. If you go out to our website, DesMoinesBigBand.com, there'll be a pop-up that you'll see there. You can just enter your email address and kind of like most things, and then that'll sign you up for the newsletter. And then you'll get some awesome emails explaining what we've got coming up. All right, next up is indeed a Thad Jones competition. Competition? Oh my God. Composition. This is the Thad Jones competition. We'll see which one of these trumpet players ends up in first place at the end. And yeah, considering there's one on there, I have a feeling I know who it's going to be. This is Thad Jones' The Deacon. the deacon. You heard from Ben Hagen on piano over there, Chris Strohmeyer on trumpet, and Paul Brightson on trombone. All right, we head back to the Count Basie Orchestra, and this one is arranged by Frank Foster, and this one's called Discommotion.
Sanford Son, that's what it was. The Street Sweeper.
All right, here we go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Thank you. That was Discommotion. You heard from John Morgan up there on the baritone saxophone. Tom Rankin on trombone. Ben Hagen on piano. Antonio Garza back here on the ledger line notes. All right, we're going to go back in time once again. We've got a couple more for you before we bring DMAC up here. And this next one is goes all the way back to 1938. And this is Count Basie and Eddie Durham's Swingin' the Blues. Swingin' the Blues. That was John Lewis on trombone, Wayne Page on tenor saxophone, Chris Strohmeyer on trumpet, Dave Cabardal on trumpet, Brian Schumacher on tenor saxophone as well.
I think I had an old copy of this. Sorry.
All right, we've got one last one for you before we bring up DMAC Jazz Band. Before we do, though, I wanted to introduce you to all the people in the band so you know who all you're listening to tonight. We'll start up there in the saxophone section on your right on the baritone saxophone, Mr. John Morgan. On tenor saxophone, Wayne Page. Lead alto, Dr. James Romaine. Dave Bowl on alto saxophone. And Brian Schumacher on tenor saxophone. In the trombone section, the anchor over here on the bass trombone, yet the tallest person in the band at the moment, Mark Dorfel. You rang. Mr. John Lewis on trombone. Newly minted Jazz Hall of Famer, CJC Jazz Hall of Fame in Iowa, Mr. Paul Brightson on lead bone. And Tom Rankin on trombone. Back here in the trumpet section, Dave Carberdall. Antonio Garza. Mr. Chris Strohmeyer. We'll move over to the rhythm section. On piano, Ben Hagen. Mr. Sean Veeder on guitar. Eric Krieger back here on the double bass. And the gentleman who's been with this band since its inception, and if you are close enough to see the saxophone stands up there, you'll see a year that seems impossible. But this band has been playing since 1959. If it is not the longest running big band in America, it's one of the few. We have yet to find one that's been going longer than us. I'm not saying there's not one, but this band started as a rehearsal band, kind of throw together band, as part of Phi Mu Alpha Symphonia fraternity at Drake University here in Des Moines. And the drummer that was part of that organization was our own Jim Eckloff, still making it happen back here. And my name is Dave Rezek, and I've had the band. Thank you. I've had the pleasure of being the director of the band now for, I think this is the 7th year, and I could not be happier doing this. It's such a pleasure to play with such incredible professionals as this and such great human beings. It's really something I look forward to every single week, and it's sad when we're done for the summer. Because we have so many teachers, we end up taking the summer off so everyone can have their vacations with family and such, and then we bring it all back together in the fall. All right, we've got this one last one for you before we take a quick break, and we'll clear as quickly as we can and get Scott up here with the DMAC band. This, again, is Thad Jones's composition, and we hope you enjoy this one. We're going to take you back to the groovy 1970s. This is Thad Jones's Greetings and Salutations.
He just did the salutations part. He didn't do the greeting part. Is that what you saying last time? Salutations.
So, Ben, that fermata in bar 4, consider that a 5/4 bar.
Oh, we are playing it, so it'll be 2, 3.
We're on.
Whatever you're ready, Joe.
Thank you. Brian Schumacher, Jim Eckloff, myself, and the rest of the Des Moines Big Band. Thank you so much. We're going to clear the stage and get DMAC right up here. Please stick around for a great intermission. All right, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage, give a warm Noce welcome to the DMAC Jazz Band under the direction of Scott Davis.
1, 2. Thank you. That's called Coming Out Swinging. And that featured, let's see here, Amanda Bellis on trombone, Malin Earl on saxophone, and Jim Beckwith on trumpet. And we want to thank the Des Moines Big Band for letting us be the intermission here. And I want to thank them for playing wonderful charts. So like the very first tune they played, Cousins, and then the Thad Jones tunes. They just played that last tune. That's just state of the art for big band. Thank you, gentlemen. Oh yeah, wonderful. We're gonna do Cantaloupe Island next with Jackson Brantley on tenor sax, Jim Beckwith again on trumpet, Malin Earl on tenor sax, and Mike Barnes on trumpet. And I'll introduce the rest of them eventually here. And here we go. Thank you. We're going to change it up here a little bit. This is a continuing ed program. So this is not a regular course for the students. So they don't get any credit, but it's cheaper. And then they get to play with the adults, or the equivalent thereof. And so it's been really fun to have this mishmash of personalities. So it's really been fun. This has been a great group. This is the first time we've had a really full, complete group in the 9 years we've had a band up there. Because typically with the community colleges, it kind of comes and goes. You have a lot of kids, not a lot of kids, whatever. So anyway, thank you all. And all right, let's play another one, then we'll introduce some people. This is just filler. We're just gonna rest. We're gonna relax because we can. This is a great tune. It's just My Girl, The Temptations. Here we go. Thank you. I got to do the names, and I'm old. I used to be able to memorize this, but I have to use my cheat sheet. So once again, Malin Earl on saxophone. Yes, indeed. Sebastian Spear on Barry sax. Tyler Sparks on alto sax. Ben Talcott on alto sax. Miguel Zamudio on alto sax. Jackson Bradley on tenor sax. Yeah, he's got a fan club here. Shannon Spear on trumpet. Abby Lusk on trumpet. Jim Beckwith on trumpet. Chris Ruiz on trumpet. All right, let's go. I gotta keep going while I remember everything. Where are we at? Amanda Bellis on trombone. And Hayden Day on trombone. Sam McCurdy on trombone. Or baritone, actually. And Tiffany Klingon on bass trombone. And then real quick, Steve Forrest on bass. Mike Barnes on guitar, as you met already. Austin Clements on piano. David Hauser on auxiliary. And Darius Eiler on drums. We're going to do a chart that I did when I was at Hoover years ago, and I just fell in love with it. It's a Thelonious Monk thing. It's called Well, You Needn't. And I just love this chart. So let's hope we do it justice. And Malin's going to play, and Jim's going to play. Here we go. Oh, yeah. Austin Clements is going to play the role of Thelonious Monk. He actually does it pretty well, actually. Austin channeling Monk. Okay, we're gonna do we're gonna switch it up. Just do a nice, easy swing. Have you met Miss Jones? I'm gonna go back and play bass. So give me 2 seconds. I'm gonna figure out a way to get back there. And once again, we want to thank you for being an audience for us and having us kind of put this together at the last minute, which is kind of fun. We're going to do one more song called Poco Loco, and it's going to feature Chris on trumpet, Jackson on tenor, Miguel on alto sax, and Sebastian on bari sax. And this is called, Poco Loco. And then I think we're going to turn it over back to the Des Moines Big Band. So thanks again. Here we go. Oh, I announced the wrong ones. On Poco Loco, it's Miguel on alto, Chris on trumpet, and Jackson on tenor. And come to our show in December, and we'll get the rest of that put together. Oh, shameless self-promotion. Yours truly will be doing my jazz quartet at Westminster Presbyterian Church on Sunday, November 21st at 3 o'clock, part of their Westminster Arts Series. The Scott Davis Jazz Quartet, shameless self-promotion. Sorry, had to go there. And they're not open, so I'm not worried about it. Okay.
Thank you. Welcome to set number 2. We opened up with Thad Jones's Big Dipper. And you heard from Brian Schumacher up there on the tenor saxophone. Myself on trumpet on that one. All right. We got some more stuff for you. But before we do anything else, let's give it up for the DMAC Jazz Band once again. Woo! Smoking. Man, they sound great. All right. One of my favorite bands to listen to when I was in high school was the Rob McConnell Big Boss Brass Band. And that big band was just incredible with Rob McConnell on valve trombone and numerous other famous players in that band. One of many touring big bands that went around the country and stopped at schools and such. And I really wore probably 2 or 3 of their albums out, just kind of getting a feel for what the lead player sounded like and different soloists and such. And this is a great album with a great tune we're going to play for you now called Blue Daniel. And this was originally written by Frank Rosalino, another incredible jazz trombonist in history, and arranged by Rob McConnell. This is Blue Daniel. Tom Rankin, Paul Brightson, John Lewis, Mark Dorfel. Your trombone section on that one. Yeah. All right. From one trombone composer arranger to the next. This next tune we're going to do is a composition of the great John Fedchak, who's played with pretty much everybody. New York guy, all around great guy, incredible composer, arranger, and we've had him out here probably just a couple years ago. We'd like to have him out here again to perform with us. This is John Fedchak's Blues for Red. Blues for Red. That was Ben Hagen at the top on piano. Eric Krieger on bass. Jim Romaine on alto saxophone. Myself on the trumpet solo, and once again Antonio on notes that go way off the page. All right, we're going to slow things down now and do a beautiful ballad written by the great trumpeter Bobby Shue. And this is a Gordon Brisker arrangement of his tune called Blue. And he wrote this one in memory of another incredible trumpeter in jazz history named Blue Mitchell. Once again, Bobby Shue's Blue. We're going to feature Dave Cobberdahl on this one. First 4 bars go right into A. Let's go right into A with time. Yeah. Okay.
Haven't we been doing that for
Don't. If Dave pulls back, don't go with it.
What's that?
3, 4, 1, 2. 3, 4, 1, 2. Thank you. Dave Carberdall,
Now you
Bobby Shoes Blue.
Hey guys, let's we're gonna do groove blues, and then let's skip feet going. We'll do groove blues, CT and molasses. Groove blues.
All right. We're going to do, we've got a few more for you before we let you go. You guys having a good time out there? Cool. Got some that stuck around for the second set. Appreciate it. As I mentioned earlier, next week we'll be doing the music of Bob Brookmeyer and some of his former students. Do that for a couple weeks, and then we crank up our holiday shows, our Christmas shows, which we're super duper excited about. That's always a fantastic show, and the music's just so great. There's so many great big band arrangements. And some of them have a little classical twist, and we even have a special little talent that we'll show off on that Christmas show that if you haven't seen it, you should come out and check that out. All right, this is Don Menza's Groove Blues. We're changing direction and doing a blues tune. Group blues. That was John Lewis on trombone, Brian Schumacher on tenor, and Ben Hagen once again on piano. All right, we've got a couple more for you before we send you away. And this next one we're going to do is arranged by a dear friend, John Kazilamut, incredible percussionist, jazz drummer, vibraphonist, composer, arranger, from here, and spent many years in the professional scene here. And over the last, I'm not sure how many years, it's been a while. He's been down in Kansas City, tearing it up down there, and then kind of traveling all around the Midwest and all around the country, doing lots of great things, clinics and performances and such, on tour. And we're going to do a composition of his that he wrote for the late, great trumpeter, flugelhorn, ist, and mumbler Clark Terry. And this is originally a small group tune that Steve Shanley, our friend Steve Shanley from Eastern Iowa, arranged for John. This is a large band arrangement of John Kazilamut's Blues for CT. Everyone taking 2 at 36? I think it's 3. 3? It's 3. Yep. Okay. All right. We got 3 solos, so 9 times the 36. Is that right? Yeah. All right. Here we go. 4 and 3. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Thank you. Blues for CT. That was John Lewis once again on trombone. Dave Bowl on alto saxophone. Antonio Garza on trumpets. Sean Veeder on guitar and your saxophone section. All right, we've got one last one for you. Thanks again for being with us tonight and listening to the blues as we got I think we got most of the blues out of our system. I'm sure there'll be more for next week. This next one we're going to do shows up on a lot of our concerts, usually at the end of one. And I think you'll enjoy this one if you haven't heard it before. This is Molasses. Paul Brightson, Wayne Page, and the rest of your Des Moines Big Band. Thank you so much. We'll see you next time. Please be careful driving home.